everyone. We are live. This is Mompreneurs to Millionaires. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are talking about one of my favorite subjects, Facebook groups, and how to get more clients from Facebook groups. So I'm so glad you're here. This is, I think, the easiest way to get clients is using your Facebook group like a sales funnel, right? I think that is the easiest way right now to get qualified leads into your world. So we're going to talk all about it today. We're going to talk about how to get more clients and then how to grow your Facebook group. So we're going to talk about my 3 ways to get more clients and my 5-step framework for growing your Facebook group. So definitely stick around, take some notes. You're going to want to write this down and remember it. Tell me if you are watching on the live, just say live below. Give me a little wave, or tell me if you're watching on the replay. Just say replay below. I'd love to know who's coming in the day of and who's coming in afterwards. Awesome. Thanks so much for being here. So today, right, thank you so much to everyone who voted. Every week I put out a poll in my Facebook group on what we should talk about, right? I want to address the questions that are coming up for your business, right? I want to address what's holding you back. Right? I want to address what steps you feel like you need to move your business forward, or what questions you have. What is it that is really keeping you from moving your business and reaching the goals that you want, right? What is stopping you from making the money that you want to make, right? You have the power. You have the power. You may just need to fill in some gaps with some knowledge, right? So let's talk about it. I want to share. So I always invite you, well, first, thank you to everyone who voted, right? Obviously today, unanimously, right, was voted for how to get more clients. So I know we are all wanting to move our business forward. We could all use more clients, right? If you feel like you could use more clients, but I hear this all the time. If you feel like you could use more clients, but you feel like you don't have time for a new strategy, is this you, right? Is that something that you say in your mind? I really believe that if you are saying you don't have time, one, how do you not have time for more clients? If you need more clients and you don't have time for more clients, right? That's something to think about. So if you don't have enough clients, but you don't have time to learn a new strategy to get new clients, right? That's something to think about. But also that's probably more than likely is your fear creeping up, right? Who feels like your fear creeps up whenever you're wanting to try something new, right? Your fear creeps up and says, hey, we haven't done that before. Let's just stay where we're safe, right? We know this, we understand this, we can predict this. I don't know what's going to happen if I try that. And that's scary, right? But I think that's all about what business is. You've got to push yourself out of your comfort zone. So with that, I always invite you to put on your abundance crown, right? I call it a crown because everyone has a goddess within you, right? You have the power. That is my firm belief, right? That you have much more power than you believe. I guarantee it, right? Often as business owners, I think we are stuck on an island. We think no one has it right exactly the way I'm doing it. No one has my circumstances and they're trying to do X, Y, Z. No one is exactly where I'm at. And that might be true, but they might have some other things that they're dealing with that you have no idea about, right? We never know the behind the scenes of any business, and we are all on a different path. So with that, right, I really believe sharing knowledge, talking about things more, giving access to everyone, is how we are all going to rise together. That is my firm belief. That is my mission in life, is we rise together. I'm moving up and I'm bringing you with me. So get in line, right? Strap in and hang on. We're going to the top. So I'm so excited you're here. So with that abundance crown, right, I always invite you to think about what's possible, right? Because I really believe all things are possible, but you have the power to change. You have the power within you to change your mindset, change your strategy. If you're not living the life you want to live, the power is within you. There are no outside circumstances. There is no bad economy. There is no, this isn't the right time for me. There is no, the market is saturated, right? That people don't have enough money. I guarantee you people have money. People have money in this world and people are spending it on services. So it is not that it's not the right time unless that is a belief you have within you. So I really firmly believe, right? I'm hearing from clients often that they feel like they don't have time or they feel like it's a bad economy. That is a belief that you are telling yourself, and that is your fear giving you justification for giving up. That's really what I believe, right? And so think about, right? There are people making money. There's plenty of room in the market. There's plenty of clients. There's plenty of money in the world. It is about your belief and the story that you are telling yourself. So put on that abundance crown and really just believe that all things are possible and you have the power to change. So with that, I invite you to write down 2 action items from today's video, right? You can download all the free material in the world, right? But it is not going to be effective unless you can implement something that you learned or take away something from this video. So I just invite you to write down whether it's 2, little aha moments or 2 action items that you take away from today's video. And I would love to hear it, right? Tell me below if you feel like if there are 2 things that you take away from today's video. I'd love to hear it. Tell me what's jumping out at you. All right, so today, this is why you are here. You are here for Facebook groups to get more clients. This is my favorite tactic. This is what I use with all of my clients, is to focus on building a community around your business. Because here is what I found, right? And I'll tell you a little backstory. If you've watched any of my videos, right? I'm Christina. I have been an entrepreneur, I feel like, my entire life, right? Tell me where are the babysitters at, right? 12-year-old babysitters. I really made it my business. We made little business cards, right? I always say I really turned it into my business back when I was 12. So since then, I really think that entrepreneurial spirit has been deep within me throughout my life. I started my first little Etsy shop in 2010, and I quickly realized the internet is huge. Who else has come to that realization, right? I wish I had come to it sooner, but I realized, oh my God, you cannot just build it and people will come, right? I really believed that for a long time and it did not happen. You cannot just build it and people will come. So I learned with my Etsy shop back then is that I found Facebook groups. Facebook groups that had other Etsy shop owners is where I could really rally together, support each other, build that community where I felt like I belonged, right? I felt my people. I could connect with people. And that is really what I think is going to drive customers and turn relationships into clients. So I learned that back in 2010, and then fast forward, my husband and I opened our little dream business. It was a bike shop, coffee shop. We had so much fun. It was a local brick and mortar. And again, we were smacked in the face with that lesson. You cannot just build it. You cannot just set up shop. You can't just have the perfect products, the perfect color, the perfect graphics, the perfect whatever, right? Name, location, yada, yada, yada. You cannot build it and people will come, right? Unfortunately. So I really quickly learned at the bike shop because I needed people coming in my door like yesterday, right? I needed people coming in my door. So it was very apparent that we didn't just build it and people started showing up. We have to go to where they are. So this is really the start of my 3 steps to get more clients. If you're not getting enough clients, definitely these 3 easy steps will move you forward in a way that you probably are not doing right now. So the first step is go where they are, right? Go to them. If you are stuck in a posting and hoping, tell me below, right? Are you posting and hoping? If you feel like you are putting information out and spraying it into the universe, right? Putting it out, shouting into the void, and no one is responding, this is your sign, right? This is your sign that you need to go where your audience is. Go to them. They might be on Facebook, but I guarantee if you have 1,000 followers, you could have not one person seeing your post. So even if you're posting, right? Instagram, TikTok, if you're posting and putting it out there, and here's the trick, right? That I think so many of us get stuck in. I was stuck for years in this posting and hoping strategy because social media is set up to get you addicted to the views, addicted to the analytics, addicted to the likes, right? Oh, this video got 5 more likes than the last. I must be doing something. I'm on the right track. I'm growing. Oh, I'm getting more followers. Oh, people are seeing it. And they give you all of these, right, analytics that to me, I think don't mean all that much when they talk about views, reach, impressions. honestly, you have no idea what those are actually doing, right? Those analytics come from maybe my video showed up in your feed. Doesn't mean you watched it, doesn't mean you were interested, definitely doesn't mean you reacted to it, right? The best form of really, I think, testament to your content is engagement. If people are commenting that and that's a step above, but more so taking action. And that's really the hard part. If no one is seeing your posts, it is not about doing more posts, right? And it is not that your message is wrong. It is not that your posts are wrong. Your content might be beautiful and perfect, but if no one is seeing it, no one is responding, no one is taking action. If people are seeing it and not taking action, that could be a different problem, right? That could be maybe they don't know what to do. They're interested, right? They don't know how to react. They don't know how to take action. So you've got to make it easy for them, right? So that's really number one, is go where they are, go to them. If your customers are not coming to you, go to them. You have more power. You do not have to be stuck in this posting and hoping, right? I always like to say after the bike shop, right? Unfortunately, we had to close the bike shop because we didn't get enough customers. End of the day, right? And I didn't want to see another women business owner have to shut her doors. So when we closed that bike shop back in 2016, I really turned it into my passion to help every other business owner I could come into contact with, because I don't want anyone else to have to shut their doors by doing the same mistakes that I did. So I'm here to share everything I've learned so that you don't have to make the same mistakes I did. That is my mission in life. So I really turned it into my passion. And what I forgot for so many years, even after the bike shop, was that we had built a Facebook group for that bike shop. And it was so successful. Even to this day, there are people getting together for bike rides still in that Facebook group today, right? 10 years later. That is a testament to me that people want to belong to a community. People want to be a part of something. And that is where you can build a community around your business. So that is really what I encourage you, right? To think about, if you don't have a Facebook group already, definitely think about how you could build a community around your business that is a group, right? A group is a much better vessel container for your audience than just a social media profile. I feel like our social media profiles give the false sense of community, but no one is really reacting, or people aren't seeing it in the same way that they would see things inside your group. You just have much more control inside your group. And just being part of something, I think we all follow other, influencers, we all follow other accounts, and that is much less of a community than inside a Facebook group. So that's really what I encourage, is to build that Facebook group of your own for your business. That's what I've learned time and time again. That's what helped me be successful at Etsy. That's what helped me be successful with the bike shop, even if it was for a short time. That bike shop really saved us and got us a lot of customers. And again, right, they are still getting together, and they were loyal customers back then. So I think that is the key to why you need a Facebook group, is really building those loyal supporters that are getting to know your world, right? Getting to know you, and they want to be a part of something. So building that movement, whatever is your mission in life, whatever is your offering or service, you want people to rally behind you. And the Facebook group is the best way to do that. Okay, so back to the 3 ways to get clients. First one, go where they are. Go to them. Go to your customers. Whether that is, if they're on Facebook, be on Facebook. If they are showing interest, send them a warm DM, right? It's not a cold DM if they have already gotten into your world. So go to them. You have much more power than that. The second step to getting more clients is you have to nurture them. You have to, right? You know your own habits. You have to be shown something a number of times before you're really, oh, I do need this. I really do need this. Oh, yes, I really do need this, right? Or I don't know if I have that problem. Maybe I have that problem. Oh, yes, I definitely have that problem, right? People need to be warmed up to your system, to your offerings, to your world. It takes a couple of times for people to even understand what you're doing, right? Your Facebook group or your business name, the name of things is one thing that will get people interested or pique their interest. But people are more likely not going to buy straight off the bat from one post, from just the name of your business, just the name of your Facebook group, right? People need to get to know you. They need to feel comfortable. And especially in a community, especially if you're trying to fix their problem, most people don't want to talk about their problems, but right, you have the solution for them and they need to understand their problem a bit more. They need to understand that it is a problem a bit more, right? And that is where you're going to nurture them. So that's really step number 2 to get more clients. If you don't have enough clients, right, you need to go where they are and then warm them up. And the last step is follow up. So many people do not follow up, right? I get it. We all have a million messages. We all have a lot of emails. We all have a lot going on, right? It's a lot. We all have a lot, especially moms, right? You have a million things to do. I get it. But if you are not following up, that is your job as a business owner. That is your job to, if someone showed interest in something, if someone started a conversation with you and then you feel like they ghosted them, this is where you've really got to check yourself again with that fear. If you are afraid to follow up because, right, this is the key, you probably feel too salesy. You don't want to follow up because you don't want to bug them. Oh, they didn't answer my question. They probably aren't interested. That's not true. We have a million things, right? Your message got pushed down, your email got pushed down, they completely forgot. They were going to say something, they were going to sign up, they were going to fill out your calendar link, and they forgot. They forgot, they got pulled in a million different directions, they got distracted, the dog had to go outside, the kids needed food, right? Whatever it was, there's a million things. You have no idea. Follow up, right? That is really the key. So those are the 3 steps to get more clients, right? Is go where they are, nurture them, and then follow up. And then the best way to nurture them, this is where we're going to talk more about the Facebook group, right? I really think the Facebook group is the easiest container to get your people into your world. So if Facebook shuts down tomorrow, right, I say, or if Instagram, any of the social media platforms shuts down tomorrow, what do you have? What do you really have for your business? What is an asset to your business? Your social media profile is not your asset, right? You do not own that. But your email list is yours, right? No matter where you have your email list, you can download a CSV file, an Excel spreadsheet, a Google worksheet, whatever it is, right? Your email list is your own. That is the only thing that you own in your business. If you just have a list of customers, right? If you don't have an email list, right, what do you really have? If you needed to set up shop tomorrow, if Facebook shut down, right, where would you go? How would you contact your people? So building that email list is so important. And the best way to do that is using your Facebook group. So here's what we're going to talk about, my 5 steps to growing your Facebook group and making it work for your business, turning your Facebook group into clients. All right, so first, number 1 is to, and I call it my GROW method, right? GROW, and the last secret one is S. So G is get clear on your target audience. This is so important. I always say this about the bike shop. We thought our customer was the high-end cyclist because, right, they spend most money on bike stuff, they need a bike shop, and they were stopping at 7-Eleven on their bike rides. Wouldn't they want to go to a coffee shop that they could check their brakes, fix the derailleur, and get a coffee or a warm-up or an energy boost, right? Turns out those high-end cyclists already have a bike shop or are so into their bike, they want to do it themselves. So they're going to buy parts on Amazon. They're not looking for a bike shop to do it for them. Or they may be interested, but they're probably more, kicking tires, just interested in seeing what you have. The more loyal customers we found were the families, right? There are far more many of them, right? Sure, there's a bunch of cyclists in my town, but there are way more families that want to put kids on bikes, that want to go for family bike rides, right? There are far more young families in my community. So that was a hard thing to learn. We learned that our target audience changed, so we had to pivot. So it's really important to really get clear on your target audience, who it is really that you're trying to serve. And it's okay to relook at this, right? It's okay to redefine. If you already feel like you have a good handle on your target audience, I would always encourage you to look at it again, because more than likely, if you're not getting enough clients, you maybe have not qualified who it is you're really trying to serve, who it is that you're really trying to help, and that can afford your services, right? Or who is this really going to work for? So that is really the key, is to really redefine who it is that your target audience is, right? So get clear. G, get clear on your target audience. The next step is R, and this is really the key to every Facebook group, is to ask the right questions. So asking the right qualifying questions for your membership questions. So this is what I love about the Facebook group. This is why it's different than a page. It is different than a profile. You are getting people into your sales funnel and they have to answer these 3 questions. So the key is to have your Facebook group be a private and visible Facebook group. That way it can, it allows you to ask questions. There are 3 entry questions that you can have. So people have to answer them, or, you know, they don't have to, but it will pop up as, hey, answer these questions in order to get into my Facebook group. And these questions are key, right? This is really the key, is to make sure they are qualifying who's getting into your group. So ask some questions about that. Second is, do you want my freebie? Drop your email, right? Your questions, your entry questions should always be asking for their email. This is how you're going to grow your email list every single day. And I think the third question should always be something about your gateway offer, right? I have a free, call. Who wants it? Hop on. Would you be interested in more information on my blah, 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 right? Because if they say yes, oh my God, that's a hot lead, right? They have already told you their level of interest. Way different than on a social media profile, right? If they liked your post, you have no idea why. If they followed your account, you have no idea why. If they joined your group and said, well, actually, I have this problem. Yes, I want your freebie. And yes, I would like more information on your offer, right? That's way more valuable than a follow or a like. So this is where we are turning likes into leads and turning leads into paying clients. That is the key. So GR, right questions. O is other Facebook groups. So if you are already a part of, you're part of this Facebook group, if you're in other Facebook groups, it is really about utilizing those other Facebook groups strategically. You don't need to be in 100 spammy Facebook groups, right? We've all been in many spammy Facebook groups, and not every group is created equally. So you really want to be strategic. You want to be in the Facebook groups that, one, have your target audience, but also are healthy groups that are engaging and that are full of your people that are actually interested, right? If you're in a Facebook group where all it is everyone else posting and no one is commenting on any of those posts, newsflash, that's a spammy group, right? You don't want to pay money to post in that group, because all that group are people paying to post and no one is commenting. So it's not working, right? But people are paying. So the only person benefiting from that is the group owner, right? Unfortunately. So, and there are lots of different levels of this, right? There are definitely many successful Facebook groups that are charging to post, but are getting and are actively trying to help you, right? And that are getting engagement and are getting comments. And that is where you want to be. So definitely using other Facebook groups strategically. That is the O part. And you want to use those other Facebook groups to invite people to your Facebook group. I see this all the time. If you have an option or an opportunity, to promote your business, often we think, oh my God, well, I've got this freebie landing page, I could send them there. I've got my Instagram account I'm really trying to grow. Oh, I also really want to do TikTok, blah, 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 right? There's about 5 places where you could send them. And sometimes it's a panic. If you all of a sudden see a promote below post, you're like, oh my God, where could I send them? I could send them here, blah, 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 blah. One thing, right? If your Facebook group is your sales funnel, send them to one place, because that is where they can take action. That is where they're going to answer your questions. So wherever you are, get people to your Facebook group. That is your one goal every single day. To me, that gives me pause, and that gives me a system, right? A sexy system that is actually converting is far more effective than just posting and hoping or dropping links and leaving. So send people from other Facebook groups to your Facebook groups. That is the O. So the last of the grow is the 4th step, and this is warm DMs. So W is warm DMs. I don't believe in cold DMs, right? We've all gotten those cold DMs. Granted, there may be different levels of what you consider a cold DM, right? If someone has shown any interest, if they have followed your Instagram account, if they have liked a TikTok video, if they have commented absolutely on something, to me, that is a warm lead. I mean, not a lead, right? But that could be a warm conversation starter. That's a warm conversation starter. They have already shown a level of interest. I do not consider a like a lead, right? Until they take actual action, I do not consider a follower a lead. A lead is someone who takes action and gets into your container. And dropping their email would be better, but even if they just are getting into your Facebook group, they have shown a level of interest that they want to get into your world. So to me, that is more of a lead than a follower, right? But if they've shown interest and followed you or liked something or commented outside of your Facebook group, to me, that is a warm invitation to send them a DM and ask them over to your Facebook group. Hey, I saw that you were interested in my post on, manifestation, on my post on energy healing. I'm talking more about this and sharing free resources over in my Facebook group. We'd love to have you, right? Get people into your Facebook group. If that's your sales funnel, right? And I always suggest it to be your sales funnel. Get people to your sales funnel, right? Get people to answer those questions and get into your Facebook group. So that's the W. And then the fifth final step to grow your Facebook group is S, grows your Facebook group. The last one is S, and this is the hardest, I think. S stands for slay engagement, right? We have all been in many groups or even had groups of our own where there is zero engagement. This is the hard part, but there is absolutely a way and a right way, an effective way to get every single group more engaged. So if you feel like you have a dead group, do not be discouraged, right? You can reinvigorate that group with a few simple things, and I would love to help. So getting engaged, I think the best way to get engagement inside your Facebook group is to ask questions. Ask questions. Right? It is not about you once you build this community, right? Nobody wants to be in a community with someone who only talks about themselves, right? I always say treat your Facebook group like a party. Your party is, and you are the host of the party, right? In your party, you want to get your people talking to each other. So start these discussions, and wouldn't that be more beneficial to you and your business, right? Let's get talking about these things that I want to talk about, and I want to know what is resonating with you. What are you guys asking questions about? What really, how does this work in your life, and blah, 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 right? That is how you are going to learn from your audience, get feedback on what's working for them and what resonates and what problems they really have, right? Before you go, I always say, I use one of my little clients as an example. She was so interested in building a course first. And so she thought, I need to spend a bunch of money. I need to build this course. This is my idea. This is what I'm going to do. And I always say, what about your audience? Who's going to buy that course? Who is going to buy that thing? Who is going to show up to your launch? If you don't have an audience built, ready, and waiting that is loyal and supports you and understands you and knows who you are and loves what you're doing and is invested and interested, you are going to fall flat. There is no reason to build a beautiful website, build a beautiful course, do all these things unless you have an audience ready and waiting. And this is where the Facebook group is the perfect place to contain your people, right? Get your people built first before you build your big, beautiful offer, workshop, course, whatever it is, right? You need an audience ready and waiting. Your social media profile is not enough of an audience. They're not waiting. They're not waiting for you, right? Because you're dependent on the algorithm. If they are just a follower on your social media profile, they're probably not seeing your posts. They are probably not seeing your posts, right? And that's so frustrating. We are so dependent on a couple of guys over in Silicon Valley, right? That we are never going to get that algorithm working for us, or it's never going to do the job that we want so easily, right? We have got to have more power than that. Take our power back and go where your audience is, start these conversations, build these relationships, get them into a Facebook group and get them warmed up to your system, your offers, and get them talking, right? Start these conversations. More clients are going to come from conversations rather than content. Content is not king. Content is not converting. Relationships are converting. Facebook groups are converting. This is where people are building communities and getting people to, right, know, like, and trust you, but also support you and be loyal to you. So this is the key. This is the key to everything. All right, so I think that is it. I am recently doing a paid offer So I'm doing a paid, very low commitment. It is just $27 for my VIP one-on-one challenge. I used to do this group challenge within the group, but I felt like I wanted that more one-on-one support to give to people because every business is so different, right? And you might be thinking, okay, a Facebook group is a great idea, but how would that work for my particular business, right? What would I talk about? How would I set this up? So every business is a little bit unique, and this is where that one-on-one support is really valuable. So now I'm offering my VIP one-on-one challenge where you get 5 days of videos that I've pre-recorded and I send to you, but you get me. You get me in Messenger, sending you the video for one, but then saying, okay, let's talk about, here's your homework. How is this going to apply to your business? And let's talk about it. And I always give some ideas on, okay, here's where you could tweak this. Here's how it would work for your particular business. And here's how you can move forward. So I love the VIP one-on-one challenge. So many ladies, if you've been on my VIP one-on-one challenge, I would love to hear it. It is the Grow Your Group Challenge. I always like to work towards 50 members in 5 days, right? It really depends on how you apply it, right? It is totally doable, but it works if you work it, right? So I would love to have you in the VIP one-on-one challenge. It is just $27 commitment. If any of you are interested, just say VIP below, where we work one-on-one for 5 days on how to apply a Facebook group to your particular business and how to get it growing. So if you already have a Facebook group, this is a great place to be. If you're wanting to grow it and get more engagement within it, let's talk. If you're wanting to figure out how to start a Facebook group for your business, let's talk, right? So this VIP challenge works for you if you have not started a Facebook group. If you're starting from scratch, it's a great way to start, but it's also a great way to reinvigorate if you already have a Facebook group and want to get it moving again. So just say VIP below if you're at all interested in that. I would love to talk to you. I also offer a free social media audit. So, right, I also call it a sexy systems audit. If you feel like you are stuck in your marketing, right, you're not getting leads and you really want to move your business forward and meet those goals that you've set for 2026, let's talk about it. Just say strategy below and I offer a free audit. We can hop on a call and talk about what's working for you and what's not. I can always give some ideas on your particular situation and what I think could work a little bit better. Just a few little nuanced tweaks is usually what it takes to really get the movement going. So let's talk. If that's at all interesting to you, just say strategy below. I would love to talk more. Otherwise, I think that is it, right? I always like to say don't waste years like I did, right? I wasted so many years in a posting and hoping strategy, and I thought I was alone. And that was my fear. My fear was keeping me small. I thought, this is all I have control over. I don't know how to go to my audience, right? I didn't think I could. All I have control over on social media is just to post and hope. You have far more power than that. Take your power back. All right, I'm so excited. We rise together. This is it. Thanks for sticking around.